Top of the morning, partner. Welcome to day 37 of 100 stadiums in 100 days. After rolling through the mountains of Utah, rolling through the mountains of Wyoming, we have now made it to our third state in the Rocky Mountains, Colorado. We have a few days out here, and we're going to start our first one at Canvas Stadium at Colorado State. This is the nicest stadium that I don't think the average college football fan really knows about. This was a $220 million project built in 2017 in one of the most scenic areas of college football, Fort Collins, Colorado. And one of the few stadiums I have never been into from our first go around the country on the Walk-On Challenge. So I am so stoked to finally be inside. I'm G-Fed. This is 100 stadiums in 100 days. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's check out Colorado State. Man, do I love doing intros out here. We could hear a pin drop in these parts. I genuinely cannot believe how good I feel right now. We are 1 hour drive away from Laramie, where we were in a hailstorm yesterday. The fact that it is 65 and sunny right now feels like black magic. We're coming up on Canvas Stadium right now, and if you can't tell, this is a very new, very well done stadium. I would even say this is probably the nicest on-campus stadium most of college football doesn't know about. We got our contacts here. I'm in a group chat with like 5 people that are working on this video with us. I'm really excited to see what they have in store. Let's hop on in. Here we got the main entrance of the facility of the football office, and we do have some help explaining everything today. Who are we with? What's our role here?
Hey everybody, my name is Bria Griffin. I serve as the Director of Recruiting here at Colorado State for football. This is season 4 and super excited to have you here.
I think it's the first for us, but Bria right here, she takes everyone on their official visits when they visit Colorado State. So this is probably gonna be pretty close to an actual football recruiting visit if you were getting recruited by CSU. I'm pretty pumped for this. I'm also pumped to check out all of these threads. That's the main part of this entryway, but there's gonna be a cooler section of threads up here. Passing by our team offices really quick. Defense is this way. Offense is over that way. And we have this rolling bell in the middle I'm actually pretty curious about.
So this here is our commitment bell. So whenever we get a commit to Colorado State, it's a real bell off of a real locomotive, and we like to ring it to signify their commitment to the Rams.
Mid-football season offices, obviously pretty busy, but coming off the road, Players Lounge, not quite as busy yet. We're just gonna do one quick walkthrough on this guy. So we got branded pool tables, of course. Great touch for every player lounge. Foosball table, plenty of TVs. This is not even the half of it though. You got all of these over here as well, along with our NFL wall on this side. This is a lot of names, but the two that stick out to me is you got Michael Gallup that went here on the Cowboys. And just on a quick run through, I would like to thank Joey Porter, probably the best NFL guy that Colorado State's had. I see we also have the barber shop in the corner.
We have 2 players that come in here on the weekends typically, and they cut the guy's hair. So it's usually in and out if we're not practicing or they're not in classes.
On the other side of the games, no games played in the weight room, but that's a good view right there too. We'll get down there later, but you can see the vision there. This is really good, but Bree's telling us right now we're going to the nicest behind the scenes spot of the whole stadium right now.
So right through this door is probably my favorite part of the building is our Hall of Champions.
Here's that thread lineup we were talking about earlier with the pretty lights out front. Gotta love that. You have the Colorado A&M orange that predates Colorado State, the road whites, the home greens. But this right here, this is one of the cooler uniforms that I've seen on our whole trip. I've seen state flag stuff implemented into uniforms. The getting the whole head to toe design, I think is awesome. You got it on the shoulder pads, the jersey patch, the pants, and the red, white, and blue coloring to put it all together. Almost forgot to mention on the NFL wall too, Trey McBride went here. He's currently balling out on my fantasy team. I think tight end 2 in the league. Shout out Trey McBride. So right here we have a lot of our history, a lot of our trophies. Some of the more interesting trophies that I've seen before. We're gonna go through a few of these. First off, you have the 2 rivalry trophies that Colorado State is in possession of both of right now. You have the bronze boot for beating Wyoming, and you have the Ram Falcon for beating Air Force. I think these right here though are the coolest bowl trophies that I've actually never seen before. This is for the New Mexico Bowl, and there is a different painted trophy every single season. Like some couple in New Mexico paints these every single time, and they come out fire every single time. Here's what a Rocky Mountain Conference trophy looks like from 1925. Here's what a WAC trophy looks like from the late 90s. And here's the Mountain West trophy from the early 2000s. Freedom Bowl trophy with a mock-up of the stadium around it also looks absolutely electric. And we have John Mosley right here, first African-American player for Colorado State. Number just retired, wrapping up everything. We got the rings too. We can swing to the locker room area right through this way. I'm realizing really quick, this stadium is so big. I think capacity-wise, it's pretty similar to most Group of 5 stadiums. There's actually a really good shower pass. I'm about to see it full. But walking around it, It does feel power conference level and just the amount of stuff going on in the stadium. We already passed through a team room, a club, and we haven't even gotten to like the press level and the clubs and all of that upstairs either. I never realized how much of a wagon Colorado State was in the late 90s and early 2000s. 94, 95, 97, 99, 2000, and 02. 6 and 10 years, pretty crazy. We're gonna pop in this team room first thing. Good graphics, chairs looking great. Love the green too. This is the full team right here. I think it divides into offense and defense over there. I see why they don't have chairs like this in class, because I would fall asleep in one of these for sure. After a night on Laradice too, doesn't seem like a bad idea right now either. So you do the recruiting for high school and transfer portal. Have you noticed a difference in a transfer visit when you have a transfer coming from like a Big Ten or SEC school to Colorado State versus like one from like an FCS school, kind of like moving up a level versus, you know, coming from like the top of the top to where we are at CSU?
A lot of the guys, they do come in from your bigger schools and they ask if we have, you know, certain things that they're used to, which at this point we've grown our program tremendously, especially like with meals and all that good stuff. So be able to supplement that for them and for our guys that are coming up a level has been really big.
One more thing while we're down here. Of course, you gotta do the locker room next. And this is actually Joey Porter's locker room. Love seeing the Lumps get back to the program. Ooh, I actually like this a lot. The first thing, this is a really clean locker room for being in the middle of the season. We've seen all sorts of locker rooms on our trip, and a lot of them, you know, you got a lot going on with the season going on. Cool thing though, a lot of the locker rooms we have seen look kind of similar because you have the same company doing the lockers every single time. I haven't seen wood finish too much, and I think that really adds an element to make this look better than most. That's a really nice touch to me. There's actually a reason that I'm learning this is pretty clean too. What are these rooms behind us? I've never seen these before.
Absolutely. So these are called zonos. And so what happens is you put your pads in and they help sanitize and they also suck out the moisture. So we practice outside, rain, sleet, snow. So the guys can put their stuff in there so it doesn't mildew or anything like that.
Can I walk in one of these?
Absolutely.
So this is a shoulder pad one right here. It's more about, I think, what is happening in the vents and whatnot of the room than the room itself, but I've never seen one of these before. These rooms also smell much worse than the rest of the locker room, as one would expect. So last thing down here is a weight room. I'm seeing to the right here. I've never seen these before. What's going on with these guys?
So these are called power plates, and so they vibrate. And so essentially what the vibration does is help activate the guys' leg muscles, body muscles, just to help them play better, improve their performance, especially before practice.
One thing I do want to do in here though, I see this like almost Ninja Warrior setup right here to get across. I wonder how fast I can do this. This is a lot longer looking at it this way than it was looking at it the other way. 3, 2, 1, go. My first time doing monkey bars and freaking so long. Ooh. Wow, this is harder than I thought it would be. Oh, that was tough. That was really tough. I actually thought I wasn't gonna make it for a second there. I'm feeling that tomorrow morning. Honest day's work on the ranch. I think that's all the workout we need for today though. I think we're on to the next spot. Floor number 4 first, stadium and loge boxes. Then at the very top, we got the Ram Club. About the scenic view too, we see the A way out in the distance that has a backstory that you know about. What's the deal with the A?
Absolutely. So the A stands for Aggies. Of course, before we were Colorado State, we were Colorado A&M. And so the A was put there in 1923 and it was enlarged and painted in 1924. And so now every year, students, staff, and our football team, they go up and paint the A every year.
First, I love that all these doors are open so we can just pop into basically any suite. This one looks a little bit unoccupied. Let's find a better one. Here's something a little bit more homey. Love a good sweet coffee table bud too. That's my kind of stuff. I don't think we can quite get outside. View of the game ain't bad though. Did not realize how many people were here until I'm seeing it from up top. Neither Bree or myself knows that the President Suite's unlocked right now. Only one way to find out. Oh, cool. Best of the best spot in Canvas Stadium. Believe we found it right here. And we found the helmet to go with the state pride uniforms. I gotta see those uniforms in action. Another really good thing up here is the history on the wall. A lot of stadiums have good pictures and whatnot, but this is like museum level documentation. All the way from the early 1900s through some shots of CSU Stadium about 50 years ago, all the way into the most recent history. We're gonna pop in this athletic suite too, just as the door's open. I think this is the best logo history we've seen of the day right on this pillar. That is a fire throwback logo. Let's actually check out this club level now. And the last thing in this section of the stadium, indoor club level right over here, media down through this way. But what we have to get is the best view from the very top that we're gonna get. Every last bit of the stadium can take it all in right here. This view behind the window right here almost looks like a pulled down curtain, but I promise it is not. Fort Collins is really just that pretty. Now with everything else wrapped up, to enter the stadium, we're gonna release the Rams, come out the same way that the players do. Everybody, finally, after a 2-year hiatus, we are making it to the field of Canvas Stadium. A few things I'm noticing. One, actually getting the field level seats on the sideline and not in the end zone. They're probably also field level seats, but good call on that. I could not imagine paying as much as premium end zone seats cost and watch a game with 0 depth perception. Crazy so many people do that. And also we have to walk all the way across from where we were. But we have this cannon right here. It's wrapped up right now, but I'm being told this is one of the oldest cannons in college football, which is crazy because so many schools have old ass cannons. We're gonna need to get up to the concourse, see the rest of what we wanna see. We actually do have some access straight from the field. That is just fantastic. Here's the little angle of the stadium that we have never seen before. Fall foliage is hitting. Another really cool thing about these concessions, if you look at the top, every 14,000 foot elevation peak in the Rockies is listed along the concessions. And guessing by where they're positioned, I think this is a full map of the Rockies. That's super cool. Even though it still is pretty busy with this run walk, we're gonna check out, almost fall down the stairs, and check out the new Belgium area. This is one of the cooler areas I've seen around the stadium. Easily one of the coolest in-stadium bars anywhere in the country. I'd say this is one of the best in-stadium statues too. Fantastic. One last good view of this football stadium, and we're gonna have the rest of campus. Our next stop is the indoor, but that is going to be a golf cart ride away. Gotta make sure my hat isn't a little off in the wind.
I know.
Getting used to wearing one of these guys. Thank you, ma'am. And here we are. It's not very often I see the basketball facility and the football one being in the same building, but Colorado State has that, even though I can't get in this one. And here is that indoor. If it feels a little small in here, it's because it is a little small in here. This is only about a 70-yard field instead of your typical 120 that you see for a full-size football field. And lucky for us, we got just one tackle dummy left out we must take down. If the cowboy hat stays on during this tackle, it's a good one or maybe a bad one. Views in the eye of the beholder. So next we're gonna try to get into basketball. I don't have a key to basketball, but I got in without a key last time. It might work again. We just found out one of the best traditions I've heard for the Wyoming-Colorado State rivalry. What do you guys do that's so special there?
So the day before the game, our ROTC starts at Canvas Stadium. And they'll run the game ball from Canvas to the Colorado-Wyoming border. And then because we play at Wyoming this year, Wyoming's ROTC will take the game ball and run it back to Laramie.
Coming from someone that just made the drive from Laramie to Colorado State last night, I cannot imagine that as a run. That's incredible. I actually want to say this door is the exact door that I got into when I came here the first time. Could be wrong. That was almost 2 years ago. Actually, just over 2 years ago now. No. Okay. We actually just got let in by someone leaving anyways. It's all good. This won't be as extensive as football, but Colorado State has one of my favorite mid-major gyms in the entire country. I couldn't come to Fort Collins and not stop back in here. Basically all seat backs. The Rams painted on every corner is great. The noise meter right by the student section, such a unique touch. I wanted to hop in the concourse too, so I know the Athletic Hall of Fame right here, just like football. Really solid too. And we'll get one more really good shot while we're up here from up top. 10 out of 10 mid-major arena. Another fun fact while we're up here, Becky Hammond went to Colorado State. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. The gym does look kind of old, but I think it looks old in a really good way. I feel like a higher ups might be looking to like change the aesthetic, but I hope they never do. Even like that ram spiral going into every section. The attention to detail in this gym is so great. The kind of attention to detail you don't see too much anymore. I feel like if it got updated, they would miss a lot of that. Now the last thing we're gonna do, if you couldn't hear already inside the gym, they have the soccer audio going on through the speakers. While we have a soccer game to check out, we might as well go check out a soccer game, right? Let's enjoy an afternoon on the field. Actually a really good crowd. Bleachers are full, good game being played. Not a bad way to end the tour. If you couldn't tell too, there's 1 minute left in the whole match. We came at just the right time. 3, 2, one. Let's go.
Now that we're on our own a bit, word on the street was to go to Old Town. So that is where we are going to wrap up and watch a little NFL Sunday.
Oh, yeah. This is that good stuff. I do have a better view of the game over here.